Shalom, shalom. Hello, hello, hello. Thank you, Sister Wana. Thank you, Dali Kadash and Sister Badai for being here. Another Wednesday, beautiful Wednesday. We are awake, healthy. Pray the Most High, each and every one of you are healthy to be here. Tomorrow's not promised to anyone, but we are awake and we see the light of the world through our people, which are the children of Israel. I thank every one of you that are watching on this beautiful Wednesday. Today, I want to get into Leviticus 26, right? A lot of the times, people that, read the scriptures or hear about us Hebrew Israelites talk about the Bible, we go directly, many times go to Deuteronomy 28, right? And as many of you know, Deuteronomy is to repeat the law, but to repeat again, right? Which means that this law was taught before. All the blessings and the cursings, they were told unto us before in the book of Leviticus. But today also, I wanted not only to bring out the fact that those blessings for obedience and cursings for disobedience was written before, but on this night, I wanted to speak more on the fact that we speak a lot of the times about doom and gloom and cursing and the things that happen when we disobey the Most High. So I wanted to be more of a change of pace and speak about the blessings that the Most High instituted for us if we obey His law, obey what He said and hearken to what He said, right? Because as the scriptures say, obedience is better than sacrifice. Obedience is better than sacrifice. Even as children, our parents incentivized us to obey Him rather than be disobedient. I know for myself, when I was younger, I got my Jordan 11s, if I remember correctly, those red and black and vinyl Jordans. I went to school, had good grades, right? Did everything necessary to get them Jordans. And by the time I got them, I was like, damn. And we got to the cash register, my dad paid $250 for them pair of Jordans. And I was like, on my feet, I'm looking at my feet. I'm like, this is not worth $250. My dad said, nah, you went to school, you worked, you did what you're supposed to do. It ain't no issue, right? And in the same way, the Almighty Father said the same thing. If we obey Him, anything we want, we can have. Even the heathen for an inheritance. And we could see that before we go to Leviticus, Psalms chapter 5. Psalms chapter 5 and verse 5, right? 5 and verse 5. No, you go to Psalms chapter 4, verse 5. Offer the sacrifices of righteousness and put your trust in the Lord. Right? Right? And then we go to Psalms chapter 2, verse 8, and it says, ask of me, and I shall give thee the heathen for thine inheritance, and the uttermost parts of the earth for thy possession. And the uttermost parts of the earth, that's like there are people in history that went on ships, right? They went. If anybody watched the movie The Count of Monte Cristo, this man went to jail, came out, and as he came out of jail, as he was in jail, pardon me, he met a priest who had a map to find a treasure, right? The treasure of Monte Cristo, right? And long story short, he got out of jail, found the treasure, right? And it was in a place that nobody thought it would be. And having gotten that treasure, he went on a revenge campaign, right? But the moral of that story is, one, that story was written by Alexander Dumas, right? And that man was a so-called black man, a Jew, who wrote that story. And he also wrote The Three Musketeers, right? But the French, they stole that story, and they whitewashed everything. But lo and behold, the Most High blesses those who obey him. Granted, blesses those who obey him. But first and foremost, he gave that law unto us. And obedience. Let's go there. 1 Samuel chapter 15 and verse, I believe, 22. Yes. It reads, 1 Samuel chapter 15, verse 22. And Samuel said, hath the Lord as great delight in burnt offerings and sacrifices as in obeying the voice of the Lord? Behold, to obey is better than sacrifice, and to hearken than the fat of rams. For rebellion is as the sin of witchcraft, and stubbornness is as iniquity and idolatry. Because thou hast rejected the word of the Lord, he has also rejected thee from being king. Are we not all kings and priests? Yes, we are. So obedience is always better than disobedience, or in this case, pride and idolatry, right? And I must say, at times, it happens to all of us, even the best of us, even me. So nobody can be spared, and nobody should be spared from correctness and righteousness and chastisement. And chastisement is just proof that the Most High loves us. Chastisement is proof that you are in the right place, right? But let's go into Leviticus 26, verse 1. And it reads, ye shall make you no idols, no graven image, nor rear up a standing image, neither shall ye set up any image of stone in your land to bow down unto it, for I am the Lord your God. And that was foreseen and told not for us not to do, because even when our people left Egypt on the path to leaving Egypt, right? We passed the Red Sea, but even the Egyptians, as they chased us, they would pray to statues and offer sacrifices unto deities on their way, right? And every time they did that, they angered the Lord. Because all beings, all creatures, right, are on the footstool of the Lord, or on the earth that the Most High created for our sake, for our people, for the people of Israel, for the people of God, the children of God, in Hebrews, right? And we was commanded not to do it. He was commanded not to do it in Exodus. We are told not to do it again in Leviticus 26, right? Now, verse 2. Ye shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord, right? Now, when we look at the Sabbaths, in the beginning, Most High had 6 days, right? 6 days. To our understanding, limited understanding, Most High had 6 days to create everything. And on the 7th, he took a rest and hallowed it, right? So who are we to go out there and work? Now, there are situations where you can't get out, you can't, get out of that situation. Now, the Most High understands and has mercy. Has mercy. But if you can get out, why not? Take a rest on not only upon your body, but upon your spirit and your mind, which is also the sanctuary of the Lord. Your mind is the sanctuary of the Lord, where you should rest, where you go and have a peaceable time and pray and have a rest from all your hard work. I've met people at different jobs that, had 2 jobs. And this man was a mechanic, and he was working at a bank where I was working at the same time. And every time he would come, he would basically be working. Like, he would get off of one job, come to where I was working at this bank, and he would just be asleep at his desk. You said, I got 2 jobs. I got 2 jobs, and I'm trying to make ends meet so I could be a mechanic. I'm like, brother, you're breaking your body in half trying to make ends meet. And that's where the faith and the trust in the Lord comes in. Like, you want to be a mechanic? We all have a certain amount of fear of failure. But that fear is what holds us back. If you lack anything that you need for the business to succeed, Most High give it to you. And many times that's why the Most High, he press pause on what you want to do. There are people, they want to start a business in a specific sector, do certain things. Sometimes the Most High will press pause because you lack something that you need. You lack something that is vital to what you're trying to do as a business to get out of this system, to be your own boss, to be your own bank, all of that. You might lack something, and that's where you have to be like, damn, you have to choose between what? Obedience or disobedience? Obedience or the fatness of rams? Obedience or doing what you want. And in the process, you might lose everything. There's a saying in French. It's the impatience of winning that makes us lose. Right? There are times I played chess, I played video games with brothers, and they'll tell you, you're about to win, you're ahead in the count, you're ahead in the runs, you are ahead in the game. But for one mistake, they open a whole gap where you start to lose and you start to slump, and then the morale starts to take over. It's just maybe a game, but it's a lesson. It's like, just be patient. Just hold the line. Might be lacking something, but to lack is not to fail. But when you go too fast and you try to get ahead, that's when you lose all your hard work, and your morale, and in the Bible, morale is what? It's continence. That's why it says his countenance was low, meaning his spirit, his face, his demeanor was low. We all make mistakes, but 7 times 77, right? We should forgive each other, but also we should forgive ourselves. Now let's keep going. Now, reverence, right? The definition of reverence is deep respect for the Most High, or to regard or treat with respect, with deep respect, right? And that's gonna come back later as we read through Leviticus 26, and how in Leviticus we was closer to the what occurred at Mount Sinai, but as we started to move away spiritually from that, certain things started to change, and I'm going to show that, right? And reverence, ye shall keep my Sabbaths and reverence my sanctuary. I am the Lord. Right? Verse 3. If ye walk in my statutes and keep my commandments and do them, then I will give you rain in due season, and the land shall yield her increase, and the trees of the field shall yield their fruit. Right? Now, let me see. Let's go to Ecclesiastes and go into Ecclesiastes, because Ecclesiastes, at least to me, looks like a lot of wisdom, right? From Solomon that he saw and that he took account of and took it to heart. It is Ecclesiastes chapter 3, verse 1. To everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under the heaven. Right? It says under the heaven. It says the. That means that specific to our people. A time to be born and a time to die. The same way every spring leaves bud, at some point in the autumn, those leaves, they have to fall, right? A time to plant and a time to pluck up that which is planted, right? And a lot of us, me included, all of us, at times we forget that sometimes we plant and we pluck up too soon. And vitamins have not been cultivated in that plant. The nutrients and minerals have not reached their peak, right? And yet we pluck and we eat. Should we not want to wait for the full strength or fullness thereof to come? Right? James, I believe, is a fitting scripture. James, chapter 1, verse 4. No, verse 3. Verse 2. It gets better and better. My brethren, count it all joy when ye fall into diverse temptations. Right? Knowing this. Meaning you know this, right? At this point, my brethren, count it all joy when you fall into diverse temptations. Knowing this. You know that you're going to fall. You fall into diverse temptations. This thing is knocking at the door of your mind, right? Knowing this, that the trying of your faith. I mean, things are going to try you. They're going to bother you. They're going to knock at the door. They're going to bang, bang, bang. Hey, pay attention. I'm bothering you, poke at you. Not even talking about Facebook poking. I'm talking about poking directly at you. If rain was falling, you would feel every drop, right? The trying of your faith worketh patience. So we got to work patience, all of us, me included, right? First and foremost, trying of your faith worketh patience, but let, that means allow that patience. Allow that patience to take place within your mind, but let patience have her perfect work. Let the fullness of patience take place within your mind and have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, meaning and whole. Whole, meaning the best version of yourself, the best version that you could be. And entire, meaning whatever you want, you desire, is going to come within your patience, within the workings of your own mind, to understand what type of time it will take for whatever you're asking for to come. That patience have her perfect work, that ye may be perfect and entire, wanting nothing. Now, if any of you lack wisdom, let him ask of God, that giveth to all men liberally, and upbraideth not, and that shall be given to him. Come on. Shalom to everybody in the chat. Again, thank you for coming. Thank you for being here. Share, like this video. Comment, good or bad, with the building of our nation. To point out when a beam is not set right, or to help out, is a good thing, right? Thank you all for being here. Thank you all for joining me. From Sister Wana to It's Me Again, Sister Pathaya, Brother Malaki Allah, Soldier Malaki Allah, right? And let's continue, right? Now, it says, Leviticus chapter 26, verse 4, then I will give you rain in due season, and the land shall yield her increase, and the streets, the field, the tree and the trees, and the trees of the field shall yield their fruit. Right? Now, where do we see that also? We see that in Deuteronomy 28. Because Deuteronomy means to do again, or to repeat. In the layman's tongue, I'm speaking. To repeat again, right? Deuteronomy 28, verse 4. Blessed shall be the fruit of thy body, and the fruit of thy ground, and the fruit of thy cattle, and the increase of thy kind. So, and the flocks of thy sheep. Right? And the flocks of thy sheep. Now, if we go back, right? Leviticus chapter 26, verse 5. It says, and your threshing shall reach unto the vintage. And your threshing shall reach unto the vintage. Now, the threshing, what is that? Right? The threshing is when you separate basically wheat or grain from the plant. So it's saying all the way down to the grains on this on these plants that is at the top, whether it be wheat, whether it be corn, everything will be so good. Not the corn of today, not the GMO food of today. We're talking about food on a whole other level. We're talking about food that you eat, it makes you lightheaded. We're talking about food that is so full of vitamins, all the way to the tip of the corn or the barley or the grain is good. So good that the poor could come into your land, if your family held land, and eat and grab one corn on the cob and eat, and he will be filled. I mean, all the way from every part of every particle, every atom of that food will be filled with vitamins to the point where vitamins for all things, red fruits and vegetables to have vitality in the morning, to go all out for the Lord, and what you're doing to be a tent maker, a fisherman, a real estate agent. It don't matter what time you was, what time frame of time. If we kept the commandments, real food, yes, sis, it's me again. Real food will become so full of vitamins that we would not need certain other things to relax us. If we were sick, we would grab green celery stalks, apples, stuff like that to make juice, right? We would not need no juicer, because if we drink that juice at that time using the juices of today, we would be so healthy that, man, it would be on a whole other level. Like in the morning you were sick, by some miracle you were sick, you would eat and drink green fruits and vegetables by midday. That problem was gone. That problem was gone. That was it. But the mere fact that today we have to juices, which is good, don't get me wrong, but the vitamins ain't at that level that they was before. It's not. Let's be honest. Because back in Canada, I used to go shopping, and only thing I would do is stay in the produce section. I'm not gonna lie, I would get some chicken wings, freshly made. I would get some good crackers here and there in the aisles, stuff like that. But the bulk of my shopping was fruits and vegetables, and I would go home and juice all of that. And even at one point, my brown eyes became hazel. That's how good it was. I was juicing every day, just drinking juices, juicing. I was a fruitarian. Fruitarian. I was drinking juices. My eyes went from brown to hazel, and I had because I quit beef. I was eating beef, like cow's beef, and I was eating horse. I was off. Before I was in the truth now. Before I was in the truth, I was eating horse and stuff like that for protein. Now I stopped, obviously. But when I was eating fruits, man, like my eyes turned hazel. My knees, because I was not drinking milk no more, my knees felt better. My body, I could run for miles. I was late for the bus. One time the bus was leaving me behind. I was running so much that nah, this dude's not quitting. The bus driver had to stop. Like, yo, what you eating, man? Well, what you on? I'm just juicing. I'm just drinking juice, making juice at home. I was in a whole different vibe. Whole different vibe. Right? And that's what he's talking about. It's saying, and your threshing shall reach onto the vintage. Meaning that all the fruits and vegetables, even the the wine and everything that we would cultivate, right, will be at the peak, and even what we would call peak of excellence would be basic. Can you imagine eating food that is so high in vitamins and proteins and minerals, but it's basic? It's basic necessity at its peak. So what would we become eating that? Right? We would become, man, listen, man. Your mathematics would not become mathematics. That would become vocabulary. Math will become vocabulary, and vocabulary will become wisdom, and wisdom will become the way of life. Right? Things that are, what I'm trying to say is, things that would seem hard would be very easy. And things that are easy will become scholastically funny. Right? So it's a beautiful thing, right? Let me see. Let me see the comment. Let me see what y'all saying. Fruitarian, yes, all of us should be fruitarians. All of us. Nah, I'm not gonna lie. There's certain vegetables I'm not no fan of, like okra. My dad be telling me, "Yo, eat okra, eat okra." I'm like, the taste of okra is, I don't like it. But put it in a position where there's nothing else to eat. And that's a habit that I pray all of you acquire. Like, if you go into a supermarket, buy fruits and vegetables and put yourself in a situation where you have nothing else to eat but what's in the fridge, right? And if you put yourself in that situation, you will see yourself evolve and become better, right? Eating bok choy, eating anise, making oatmeal with anise in it, making fresh fruits and vegetables and juice them, right? Like making fresh stuff, becoming Paleo Hebrews, not only in language but in habits and in foods that you eat. Like Paleo means old, right? Old time, eating the old way, right? And your threshing shall reach unto the vintage, and the vintage shall reach unto the sowing time. What's sowing time? It means the sowing time is talking about flax, right? It's talking about flax, right? It's talking about, which is linen. I mean, the people are like, other nations are going to kill crocodiles and getting Birkin bags and getting all types of animal skins to be fashionable. But the Most High is saying, bro, like, if you do what I ask you to do, your clothes, which linen in the summer, and linen, which is come from flax, is harvested from July to October, right? And then the women would take the flax and they would take it. And imagine, like today's linen is nothing compared to way back when. We're talking about like linen that you would wear, and not only would it absorb water, absorb your sweat, but higher frequency, higher thought process, higher, you looking good out there. Fashion is just, would be on a whole other level, right? And then you have cotton. Cotton is picked during August to December. And then by the summer, the spring, it's been, put into t-shirts, into long sleeve sweaters, whatever. It's at its peak. At the peak, a threshing floor, at the peak of excellence, and yet it's still basic. Huh? Right? Right? And the vintage which is wine, shall reach unto the sowing time, but also means the vintage, the excellency of the fabric would be with all the way it comes to your body, how you wear, what you wear. Now, and ye shall eat your bread to the full and dwell in your land safely. Now, why is it saying that? Eat your bread to the full. Most High needed to have showbread on the altar, right? And sacrifices need to be made daily. Now, there's another thing that I want to bring out. Sidebar. Now, Haitians, right? They say sac passe, right? Lo and behold, the opposite of that is naboule. Most people say naboule means I'm doing good. But the literal translation is I'm burning. We are burning. We are burning. Meaning, like, we are burning. But what are they burning? The Levites charged us every day to make sure that the oil was burning and sacrifices was made daily. So if a slogan represents a people or a group of people, I don't know what other nation, tribe, or people than Haitians say that, right? And that, with that, by eating your bread to the full and to dwell in your land safely, it's because the Most High would be with us. He would be walking among us and be like, even though we wouldn't see the Most High, would we not feel safe? Would we not feel good? Would we not be in a good vibration to the point where the Most High be like, man, yeah, this is my people. This is why I dwell. This is where I be at, right? Right? And isn't that what we want? Isn't that what we desire? Right? That's what we desire. But to do that, we need to be obedient. And obedience is better than sacrifice. Because every time we spill blood, we take the life of a creature. And which creature do we take the life from? A lamb, which is either a lamb, a turtle dove, a goat, right? We take a life to make amends. So why not obey rather than kill a lamb? And yes, you're gonna be so smart. We're gonna be Terrence Howard. Good. We'll be Terrence Howard. Terrence Howard, right? But let's keep going. Now, Leviticus chapter 26, verse 6. And I will give peace in the land, and ye, right? I will give peace in the land, and ye shall eat your, I will give peace in the land, and ye shall lie down, and none shall make you afraid. And I will rid evil beasts out of the land, neither shall the sword go through your land, right? Because before we got to our home in Israel, we had people that was murmuring against the Most High, talking against the Most High. Next thing you know, there were animals that was picking off some of our people that was murmuring. And that's why this is being said. Right? So we don't want the sword to pass through our land. Did we go to war in the scriptures? Yes, we did. But because the Lord was in our habitation compared to these other nations, these other nations didn't dare come inside our homeland and wouldn't dare. But we allowed the enemy to come through by our actions of disobedience, by us being hard-headed. Right? Now, verse 7. Leviticus 26, verse 7. And ye shall chase your enemies, and they shall fall before you by the sword. Right? So if the enemy cannot come into our land because we obey the Lord, and they come against us and we chase them from our land, right? The only way for the enemy to come in is through what we call today, and what I learned through studying computers, social engineering. Social engineering is the only way for them to come in and, mess with us to the point that the Most High is angry with us, because we were listening to the wrong voices or the wrong voice. Because it's only that voice that we listen to that either we permit to enter our mind to disobey the Lord, or we want to disobey the Lord, is because we allowed our voice to be heard, right? So why not obey that voice and not have to sacrifice a lamb to be able to be at peace? And Yahushua was that perfect lamb who died for us to be here today, to be able to wake up every day, to be able to, wipe our lips in the morning, wipe our eyes, put some water on our face, enjoy some of the amenities of this world, but the flavor that we have is incomparable to all these other nations. It's not comparable. We can see that just by walking out the door in major cities. In New York, Chicago, LA, they come around us. So we got the flavor. Now, why not have the flavor in righteousness? Why not have the flavor in obedience? Obedience is not always easy sometimes. You see somebody have something, well, we thinking with the wrong mind. Sometimes it's not your turn, or you're not ready, or you're sabotaging yourself, right? And it all stems from within. It all stems from what we chase, right? Now, Deuteronomy chapter 28, verse 7. Let's go there, right? And it reads, the Lord shall cause thine enemies that rise up against thee to be smitten before thy face, and they shall come out against thee one way and flee before thee 7 ways, right? I want that. I desire that. But obedience is better than sacrifice. And the Levites had to make a sacrifice unto the Lord to be able to be free from the French. But that was not needed if the Levites were just heeded to the Most High's voice in the first place, right? The enemy had been in Haiti since 1715 and never removed their foot from there. To this day, it's still there. And how could they allow, the people of God at the footstep of America to be free? Heck no. Even the French claim, they came and say, yo, you want the freedom? Yeah, they just give us $400 million in gold and minerals and all that. Right? But I digress. Now, let's read Leviticus chapter 26, verse 8. And 5 of you shall chase 100. Right? 5 of us. And they didn't say 5 males or 5 females or 5 children. They said 5 of us. It don't matter who. Right? 5 of us. And 5 of you shall chase 100, and 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight, and your enemy shall fall before you by the sword. Man, now this is the type of compound interest that I like. This is the type of compound interest that I love. Huh? Let's read that again. This is the type of math that I like. This is the type of threshing floor, the type of math that I like. Leviticus 26, verse 8. And 10 of you shall chase 100. And 5 of you shall chase 100. Now, that's what, 20 times? So 5 of us could take on 20 times what they could bring in onto us. 5 of us, that means that each of us are worth 20 of them. Each one person of children of Israel that keep the commandments is worth 20 of them. Right? And 5 of you shall chase 100. And 100 of you shall put 10,000 to flight. And that means 10 of us, now you calculate, 100 of us shall put 10,000 to flight. You do the math at that point. I did the math on the first half. You do the math on this one, right? And your enemies shall fall by the sword. And that could be the sword, physical or spiritual, right? Now, verse 9. For I will have respect unto you and make you fruitful, and multiply you and establish my covenant with you. Wait a minute. Covenant with who? With us. With us. And who are those people? Those that made a covenant with him by sacrifice. Psalms chapter 50, verse 5. Now we made a covenant with the Most High. Gather my saints together. Psalms 50 and 5. Gather my saints together unto me, those that have made a covenant with me by sacrifice. So we already made the sacrifice. One moment. Salah. We already made the sacrifice. We already made the sacrifice, right? And before, and now Yahushua sacrificed himself, perfect lamb, unblemished, king and lord of our people, the children of Israel, right? But obedience right there, we would have, 5 chased over. 5 of us chase 100, 100 chase 10,000. Of our enemies. And verse 9, for Leviticus 26, verse 9, for I will have respect unto you and make you fruitful and multiply you and establish my covenant with you. Now a covenant is an agreement. An agreement. Now this agreement, right? Right? What is it made with? Because we doubled down on this. Most High doubled down on this covenant, not only in the Old Testament, but in the New Testament as well. Let's look at Leviticus in the same book, right? Leviticus chapter 24 and verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, command the children of Israel that they bring unto thee pure olive, beaten for the light, to cause the lamps to burn continually. Cause the lamps to burn continually. Not only in the temple, but within us. Within us. And I'm going to go back further. Let's go to Leviticus chapter 19, verse 1. And the Lord spake unto Moses, saying, Speak unto all the congregation of the children of Israel, and say unto them, Ye shall be holy, for I, the Lord your God, am holy. That means that you're not dealing with anybody else, right? That's a beautiful thing. Now, Leviticus chapter 26, verse 10. And ye shall eat old store and bring forth the old because of the new. So we're going to bring food inside our stores, right? But we're going to have so much, and it's not going to rot or, just not be there. Not in the sense that today's food doesn't even last that long. You buy some strawberries, some certain fruits, raspberries, blackberries. You better eat them fast, because they ain't gonna last. That's not the same thing as back then or in the kingdom when Yahushua, our Lord and Savior, King, come back. Our fruits and vegetables are gonna be like, hey, what's going on here? We won't need no what's it called? Wax on our fruits to keep them fresh. They're gonna stay fresh for a minute. Right? Now, if it's manna from heaven, and the Most High say to eat it quick. Nah, that beautiful manna makes you it's holy, man. It is a beautiful, beautiful bread to have. But now it says here, Leviticus 26, verse 10, and ye shall eat old store and bring forth the old because of the new. Verse 11, and I will set my tabernacle among you, and my soul shall not abhor you. Man, abhor, right? To abhor is to hate. To hate. Now, if you don't abhor, that means the Most High love us. But we have to create that space for the Most High to come and love us and smite any other nation that come around us. You have to create that space for him to be, okay, I could rock with y'all. Yeah, y'all doing what y'all supposed to do. I could deal. I could deal with y'all. But right now, some of our people, not all, or some of our people are not doing what they're supposed to do. They're going the opposite way, being disobedient, right? Most of us not even obliged to help us if he don't want to. But we have to be desirous at a high clip to be in his good graces and do everything we can. Right? Verse 12. Leviticus chapter 26, verse 12. And I will walk among you and will be your God, and ye shall be my people. I will walk among you. I will walk among you. Most High walking among us is like, it's not impossible. We could have our own communities, our own little spot to be in, our own little environment, Yes, Tulsa, Oklahoma. Yes, Black Wall Street. Yes. But we got to give the Most High a reason to be among us. I have to give the Most High a reason to be happy with us. I have to give the Most High a reason to stay among us and for these nations to know that if they come among us, you better behave. Because Most High is not rocking with them already with their nonsense. So why would he rock with us doing their nonsense in the midst of our people? Nah, wait a minute. I told you to follow these laws, statutes, and commandments, but you want to do that they nonsense? Nah, I'm not gonna rock with y'all. I'm not gonna increase the fruit of your kind. I'm not gonna increase the fruit of your baskets. I'm not gonna increase you as a people. I'm not. I want y'all to get down with these laws first and foremost. And then I'm gonna start rocking with y'all and increase y'all and give y'all food, clothing, make y'all look good. But if our people want to act niggardly or act like niggas, fine. I'm gonna show you something. You don't want to listen? I'm gonna beat you over the head. Huh? Verse 13, Leviticus 26, verse 13. I am the Lord your God, which brought you forth out of the land of Egypt, and ye should not be their bondmen. So he brought us out of Egypt, so we won't be their slaves no more, right? And I have broken the bands of your yoke and made you go upright. I mean, but today we're not upright. Look at us. We're like this all the time. All the time. When we should be like this all the time. All the time. In your free time, 1 hour a day, look at scripture. Sometimes, what I do sometimes is look at the time. I'm like, oh, it's 2:23. Let me look at all scriptures. Or pull out, open the Bible in one book and look at chapter 2 and 23 of that book where my hand open to. Right? Well, let's see. I'm asking everybody, right? Let's go to open any book of the Bible right now and go to chapter that you know has 57 verses, right? Chapter 10, go in one book, 10th chapter, 57 verse. I'm asking y'all, go to any book, one. Let me see. Let me go to Psalms. Let me see if there's one. Psalms chapter 10. Chapter 10. It doesn't have one. Let's see. Isaiah chapter 10. Or you could just separate it. Isaiah chapter 10, right? Read verse 5 and 7 or 5 in this 5 and 8. Isaiah chapter 10, verse 5. Chapter 10, verse 5. O Syrian, the rod of mine anger and the staff in their hand is mine indignation. I will send him against an hypocritical nation and against the people of my wrath. Will I give him a charge to take the spoil and to take the prey and to tread them down like a mile of the streets, right? Or you could go to Proverbs. Let me see, Proverbs chapter 10, verse 5 and 7. He that gathereth in summer is wise, is a wise son, but he that sleepeth in harvest is a son that causeth shame. Blessings are upon the head of the just, but violence covereth the mouth of the wicked. The memory of the just is blessed, but the name of the wicked shall rot. Let's do that every day. Just grab a verse, just look at the time, go in the Bible, bam, bam. Sometimes you'll be amazed what you find. It fits what you're feeling at the time. It fits your what's going on, or you feel it might heal you at that particular time. Yeah? But people want to be broken and be with a yoke. Now, don't get me wrong. Cell phone is useful. It is. That's not lie. I use it all the time. But sometimes putting hand to paper is very much enjoyable. It's very much enjoyable, right? But now we're gonna go right into the curses. This is Leviticus chapter 26, verse 14. And in the meantime, put your whatever verse you found at that particular time. Whatever verse. You could choose a verse right now at 11:01. You could choose a verse from before. Or whatever verse you found, put it in the chat, right? Whether it be in Proverbs or Ecclesiastes or Wisdom of Solomon or Book of Sirach or Ecclesiasticus, put it in the chat. Now, it's some of the curses, right? This is Leviticus 26 and 14. But if ye will not hearken unto me and will not do all these commandments, this is the warning now, right? And if ye shall despise my statutes, or if your soul abhor my judgments, so that ye will not do all my commandments, that ye break my covenant. And breaking, the Most High is telling us straight up, it's not me that breaking the commandments. The Lord is telling us, it's not him that's breaking the commandments. It's y'all. It's us. It's me included. All of us. We are the ones. He just sitting on the throne, right? Almighty Father sitting on the throne, just watching. Just watching. I see you. Bang. I see you too. Bang. I got you too on my radar. Bang. What you want? Oh, man. Brother. Oh, man. Sis. Oh, dang. Brother. And you watching, right? Verse 16. Leviticus 26, verse 16. I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror, consumption, and the burning ague that shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of heart. And ye shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it. And when this saying seed, it's talking about seed, yeah, fruits and vegetables, but it's talking about even our children. Yeah, that threshing floor, yeah, it swings both ways. When we disobey, okay, I'm gonna make you go through all types of terror, consumption, right? And sorrow of heart. And we're gonna sow our seed in vain. Yeah, I want y'all to sow. I want y'all to post what y'all landed on. Yes. Yes. You open your Bible. If you had it open, just close it and open it to a page and look at in whatever book you landed on. That is 11 verses, verse 3, verse 4, or first verse, whatever it is. Bing, bang, boom, right? That's for y'all. If y'all landed on something that's good for y'all, but you don't want to say it or put in the chat, but it hits home for you, cool. Keep it for yourself, but keep it in your mental Rolodex. Keep it for yourself and understand what it's saying and meditate on it. If it landed for you and it sounds good and you want to share. You know, share. Right? Now, verse 16, Salah. Leviticus 26, verse 16. I also will do this unto you. I will even appoint over you terror, consumption, and burning ague that shall consume the eyes and cause sorrow of heart. and ye shall sow your seed in vain, for your enemies shall eat it. And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies. And they that hate you shall reign over you. And ye shall flee when none pursueth you. And who flees when none pursueth? The wicked. The wicked flee when none pursueth. Right? And our people, we be running all the time. Going to Walmart and Target, committing crimes. Right? And that's nothing. That's nothing. The worst crimes is when we do evil unto our people, unto our brethren. That's even more evil. Because I've seen people steal because they was hungry. I've seen that. And I've seen in Canada, I've seen people steal sweaters at a store. And this man, so-called white man, got caught. But they didn't go hard on him for stealing a sweater. They didn't go hard on him. And that I held that in my mind, like, yo, like he stole a sweater. He didn't steal bread. He didn't steal fruit or food. He stole a sweater. And they went easy on him. So why is it that our people, we steal things that we don't need? But food, no, we do need. You steal it, I get it. But the enemy won't have mercy on you. If he has mercy on you, the Most High is just merciful with you because you need food and you have no food to eat. But we should look out for our people. We should look out for each other. But some of us, we do evil and we know it's evil. And we run because you know what you did. You know what you did. And ye shall flee when none pursueth you. And who flees? The wicked flee when none pursueth. The wicked flee when none pursueth. Yes. And if ye will not yet for all this, that's the key word here. And if you will not yet for all this, that means that all these other curses that he said before, right? All these curses above it, you didn't do that. And that's including the blessings. And if ye will not yet for all this, blessings was said to you. Cursing, we begin the cursing. 3 cursings was brought onto you. Then I will punish you 7 times more for your sins. I mean, like, yo, do we have the credit? Do you know your credit score with the Most High? None of us know our credit score. None of us know our credit score. And yet we want to sin and commit wickedness. And when you sin once, you add it on to sin. Because you commit adultery. Then to keep it quiet, you have to lie. And you have to tell the other person to stay quiet, which is a lie by omission. You have to tell them to lie. You have to keep it under wraps. I mean, you trying to hide something, then you lying to the Lord. Not only did you commit adultery, you tell the other person not to talk. You're not saying nothing. And then on top of that, by having another person keep quiet, you're making that other person commit sin not only against themselves, because and you as well, you're committing sin because you lack understanding, and then you are trying to hide it from the Lord. Right? And that now he's going to punish you 7 times 7. Man, right? Now, verse 17. Leviticus 26, verse 17. And I will set my face against you, and ye shall be slain before your enemies, and they that hate you shall reign over you. And ye shall flee when none pursueth. Verse 18, and if you will not yet for all this hearken unto me, then I will punish you 7 times more for your sins. Verse 19, right? And I will break the pride of your power, And I will make your heaven, right, as iron, and your earth as brass. As brass. Good. We're to land on something. Boom. Right? Good. So, all right. Now, verse 20. This is Leviticus chapter 26, verse 20. And your strength shall be sent in vain, for your land shall not yield her increase, neither shall the trees of your land yield their fruit. Now, Abraham, he went out with faith only. He went out by the order of the Most High, and he dug wells. He trusted the Most High to keep him safe, to give him water, everything that he needed. But yet, imagine if he had disobeyed. What would have happened? Imagine if he had went astray and committed disobedience. And in certain ways, Abraham showed us how it was, just like Yahushua showed us how it was. Because if he had disobeyed, where would we be? We'd be in dire straits. Even it's not even a concept I would like to contemplate. So we have to be in reverence of our King, our Lord. For through the things he learned obedience through the things that he suffered. That's in the book of Hebrews. So who are we not to go through things? Now, this is Leviticus chapter 26, verse 21. And if ye walk contrary unto me, and will not hearken unto me, I will bring 7 more plagues unto you, according to your sins. Plague of the mind, plague of the heart, plague of the body, plague of the spirit. Even in Deuteronomy, it tells you that there are plagues that we have not even yet seen. Let me see, Deuteronomy 28, 49, I believe. No, it's Deuteronomy 28. Yeah, verse 59. And it reads, then the Lord shall make thy plagues wonderful, and the plagues of thy seed, even great plagues, and of long continuance, and sore sicknesses, and of long continuance. Both of them. Not only the great plagues are going to be of long continuance, but the sore sicknesses as well are going to be of long continuance. Going to be hit twice in different ways. I don't know about y'all, but I don't want that. I don't want that. That's too much. Right? Now, Leviticus chapter 26, verse 22. And I will also send wild beasts among you, which shall rob you of your children and destroy your cattle, and make you few in number, and your highways shall be desolate. That sounds to me like the book of Eli, the movie. Everything just destroyed. Being destroyed. People are just trading money that have no value no more. People are trading whatever they can for water, right? You have to make it out there. I don't want that. I don't want that. Con. CDC says that the flesh-eating virus has made its way to the U.S. Wow. You think that it ain't enough? Things keep on coming. When it rains, it pours. When it rains, it pours. Right? These are all things that are going to come. But at this point, this whole place has to go. Might as well obey and keep obedience, because the alternative is not even, cannot be contemplated. But it's coming. It's coming. Zombie apocalypse. The Walking Dead. I mean, in this kingdom right now, we have a lot of people that are the Walking Dead. A lot of our people, they don't know what's going on. They're deep in social media, you know, TikTok, Facebook, Instagram. All those should be tools, but now the tool has become a marketing tool for you to make money. I'll say this: from the time frame I come from, a hammer is supposed to be used to build. A house doesn't build itself. But now we have people that put more importance on their own vanity and what they could do online, and with likes, and they even allow those things to dictate how they live, and put on the front, put on a good show for people, tap dancing for hearts. And way back when, as I remember, hearts was not even a currency. Hard work, loyalty, friendship, looking out for your people to the best of your ability. That was currency. Now likes is a currency. Right? Me too. I play around with TikTok, but we just have to remember that it's a tool. It's not the main thing in our lives. What people were doing before TikTok? What people were doing before Facebook? People met each other before cell phones. People was calling on each other's landlines, on rotary phones. We had to, turn the dial like this to dial a phone number. A lot of people, a lot of kids today, you would give them a rotary phone to tell them to dial. They don't know what to do. They don't know what to do. Like, how am I supposed to dial with this phone? Yeah, dial a phone number. Even the other day, I saw a person asking for a phone that they could keep at home. I'm like, yeah, that's a landline. You know that, right? People have forgotten. That's why we should not forget who we are. We should not forget these scriptures. We should not forget. Right? But I'm not going to keep y'all too long. It's going to be a part 2 to this class. And I pray and hope that each and every one of you share this class, share this, and tell others to come and watch our classes, and get back in the zone, get back in the mental state where obedience is better than anything that you could do for the Lord. So with that, thank each and every one of you. Bless you in the name of the Lord, in the name of our King Yahweh Shah, and good night.